buttons in one day, which is not true in a couple of days.
Indeed. And we begin again. Okay, so roll for just a little bit longer. If you are bored with rolling these massage balls on the soles of your feet, you can roll them anywhere on your body, muscles or joints, good hips, knees, anywhere really. Chest, I like to go from the center of the chest diagonally up. And so just confirming at the beginning of this recording that this is a makeup for Extra Gentle for Wednesday, April 6th. 1,000 apologies. Mea culpa, mea culpa, mea culpa. Good Catholic girl. Okay, and so the reason why I really wanted to do it again is because I am doing a series of classes that build upon one another. I'm starting with grounding and foundation to really connect into where is our source of connection in a pose. That's the most important thing. Get the feet right, get the hips level, get your spine upright. And that's going to help you feel the benefits of the poses. And in connection with that, with foundation and grounding, I'm bringing in an energetic layer of working with the chakras. So that's an Indian practice of understanding energy centers that are on the spine. Anytime you're talking with energy, you're talking invisible, so you're going to have to use your imagination. I did a training in energy medicine yoga, so I really love to tune in to sensing into how your body feels. We know these things intuitively, but there's a whole language and a whole level of research to try to help us learn how to lift our energy when we need to and sedate our energy if we're unsettled or agitated or in any way out of sorts. We have lots of different phrases for this: gut feel, jazzed up. We have lots of phrases to know when our energy is high, when our energy is optimal and balanced, and when our energy is low. So thinking about the chakras, the first chakra is at the root of the spine, at the base of the spine. The Sanskrit word is called Muladhara. Whenever you're talking about a chakra, you're talking about invisible energy center within the body, equidistant front and back body. So the first chakra, think the base of the tailbone. So it's up and tucked up and in, and it's about, the translation is root. Muladhara is the Sanskrit word. It translates as root. And so that's what we want, put roots in. Feel strong, steady, and connected. And we'll work with mountain pose, both seated and standing. Mountain pose, just think about that name. It is encouraging you to sense into your weight, your density. This is a pose where we like to feel our heaviness, because that keeps us connected and steady and stable to the earth. So just a kind of directing you to focus on a little something extra. But we'll do the whole yoga pose, the whole series, collection of yoga poses to move your body, to lengthen, to contract. All right, I think that's all I need to say. Let's take a moment to center. This is where you might, put feet on blocks. That is going to take weight off of your low back. But if you're tall, then you want to lift your hips. So sit on a blanket and lift yourself up a little bit more so that you can really feel at ease and comfortable with the bend in the hips and in the knees. Now take your sit bones, your rear end, all the way to the back of the chair to give your spine a chance to be nice and upright. If you think about this elbow as the tailbone, fingertips is the crown of the head. We want it to be long. We don't want a little curve in the low back, which is really common when we sit on couches, right? When we sit anywhere, we curve. But we want to try to give our spine a chance to be nice and upright. When your spine is upright, it helps you breathe, gives your lungs space, gives room in your abdomen for those organs to do their magic, and it allows energy to flow if we're talking about this spinal column that holds the chakras. All right, so as you find your seat and you place your body, I now invite you to take a full breath in through the nose and out. Take in another good breath in through the nose, an exaggerated breath in, and release. And think of these as clearing you out, slowing you down, and just making some space for this practice. One more. And exhale, let it go. And now you're invited to lower your gaze or close your eyes, whatever is more comfortable. Do a light scan of the body in this position, just to notice where we begin. We start where we start. So a body scan will help us address places where we feel at ease and places where there's any discomfort. If there are any areas of pain or discomfort, you send the breath there. Like a glow, light, like warmth, like you're sending your healing awareness and energy there. Surrounding it, if it's a tight shoulder or a knee or anything that needs a little extra. Eventually, then I'll ask you to shift your awareness, to narrow the focus of your awareness to the breath. The breath, this invisible source of life. Sometimes to get people to connect into energy, I get them first to connect into the breath. This recognition of this constantly flowing source of life. It animates you. It's always there, whether you're conscious of it or not, whether you are intending it to be in any way or not. It is powering you up. And if you make those breaths long and slow and deep, it's calming you down. And so you notice the breath here. As you draw your attention to it, you're noticing it, not changing it. Now let's place one hand at the upper chest and one hand at the lower belly. So the top hand is underneath your collarbones, and the bottom hand, the thumb is at your navel, your belly button, and the palm is below that. And now as you've placed these hands there, it's a light touch. There's healing energy moving from the warmth of your hands into your torso. So just first try to sense and feel that. We all have healing hands. And then try to notice how your hands move with the breath passing through. So just noticing, is it a lot, is it a little, is it both hands moving, is it one versus the other? And then we'll add a pranayama practice. Pranayama is, prana means breath. It means more than that, it means life force. But for now, let's connect with prana, with the breath. And what the effort is only trying to feel the lower hand move. So try to quiet the upper hand. As you breathe in, you have to take a longer time to pull the breath down into the belly. Maybe you can sense and feel the belly slightly expand like a balloon. And as you exhale, feel the belly draw back towards the spine. And just practice this and with that focus, quieting the upper hand and really trying to feel an expansion in the belly. That means you have to slowly inhale down and you have to slowly exhale down to get all the way back up and out. It's not that the upper hand doesn't move at all. Just it kind of gets quiet. Okay, one more breath cycle like this. And then let go. Let go, return to your own natural rhythm and timing of breath, and bring hands to meet. This is called Anjali Mudra in the yogic practice. We know it as prayer pose. So recognizing this position for our hands has been with us for thousands of years, for centuries. And mudras in yoga mean you are placing your hands to guide and direct your energy. In this case, you're gathering your energy, sealing it between your palms, and placing it at your center, at your heart. Thumbs rest at your sternum. There's also a sense of reverence and devotion. Acknowledging this as a sacred space to nurture and care for your body, mind, and spirit. And I share this quote from Carl Jung. You might know him as a very famous psychotherapist. He also did a lot of research on the energy chakras. He wrote a book called Mandala Psychology. And the chakras are also described as circles, as mandalas, continuously moving. I share this quote from him. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. Let's allow this practice to help us awaken. Peel off layers. Come down to our essence, to our innate goodness that is with us, no matter our actions, no matter our thoughts, no matter our life experiences. We touch into the gem, the jewel, the preciousness of us as we are. Now let's gather our energy and initiate the practice with a single chant of Om. Join in if you're comfortable, otherwise just listen. Exhale, clear the breath. Inhale, filling up. Release your hands to your thighs and blink your eyes open. Welcome. Welcome to your practice. If you used blocks, you might press them off to the side and scooch forward in your chair so that your feet easily touch the ground. And we're going to begin with a little foot massage, feet on the ground. So attention into your right foot, lift the heel, and press into the toe mounds and the ball of the foot. And I want you to circle. So you might bring it a little closer to you. And I want you to try to feel into touching the 5 toes and the 5 toe mounds and spreading them out. Go in a circle, go slow. You're adding pressure. That's helping those toes to spread out. And then put your heel on the ground, right heel. And first just pivot the foot left and right. And then let's try to make more of a circle. So it's a little bit tricky. You might put down, the ball, the mounds of the foot. I'm just asking you to get a little bit more pressure on the heel. You have to be creative. All right, and then lift that leg up and just shake it out. Shake that ankle. Encourage some ease. And then set it down and let's left foot. Bring the ball of the foot a little closer to you. Press into the ball of the foot and then begin to make circles. It's a little easier to make a circle with the ball of the foot, but add an individual unique pressure. Can you feel the 5 toes? Even harder, can you feel the toe mounds? As you go slowly, press circle. Good, and then we'll put the left heel on the ground, lift the toes up, and just pivot foot side to side. And then do your best to kind of circle and add a bit more pressure to heels. And then let's really lift those and wake those heels up. Feet on the ground, hands at your hips, and begin lifting and letting those heels drop. And then like you're listening to a good song with a good beat, add some more intention and energy. Maybe snap, but push the heels down. Almost we're getting towards pounding. Yeah, you can alternate, you can go one at a time. This is getting vibrations and energy all the way up through your body. Depending upon how hard you press, the heels can take quite a bit of pressure. All right, and then set down and sense. Sense the energy, sense the blood flow up the legs, and let's keep moving. Let's think about our neck now. So we did our the feet. That has a repercussion and a warm-up throughout the whole body. So for the neck, let's just do some light movement first. Turn your head left and right. Easy does it. Like you're saying no. All right, and then do some nose circles. So think of the tip of your nose. And you might close your eyes and just trace a circle with your nose. Start small, and as your neck gives permission, make bigger circles. And then slow down. We go slow with the neck and we take time for the neck. Slow down and then begin to go the other way. The nose circles. The nose is leading this, which is keeping our head in the frontal plane. You're not really taking your chin up. And then make those nose circles bigger as your neck gives you permission. And eventually you slow down and pause and let go. All right, shake those arms off to the side, and let's pull the shoulders up to the ears and squeeze them. Take an inhale, and then exhale. Slow release. Let's add to this. Pull shoulders up and make a fist and squeeze. You're gathering tension in your body, and then you're exhaling. Let it go, and enjoy your exhale. One more time. Pull shoulders up to the ears, squeeze your fists, gather and acknowledge your tension, and then exhale. Let it go. And shake and release those palms. Palms forward, and then palms backward. Let them be free at your sides so you can really feel this. Thumbs point away from the body, that's an external rotation. Thumbs point towards the body, and feel this as internal rotation. Turn your thumbs in, and feel that turn in your shoulders. Exaggerate and go a little bit farther out like hitchhiker thumbs, and then go in and point your thumbs behind you to exaggerate your internal rotation. Do one more, only to where it feels good. Back and forth and release and let go. Shake shoulders. There you go, single shoulder roll. We just keep warming it up, going slow, incrementally adding to each of our movements. One at a time. You should have some bigger range of movements in your shoulders. Yeah, let it feel good. This also wakes up your side body. That's quite a face, Priscilla. That's quite a face you're making.
I don't know what it looks like.
You looked like it was not a fun thing for you to do, though. All right. And now let's bring the Hakini Mudra. Fingertips and thumbs touch. There's space between your palms. Keep the space. Pull the mudra up in front of your face, and then draw elbows together and bow your chin towards your chest. And feel that open up the back of the neck and the space between your shoulder blades. Release that effort. Let those elbows have some ease and lift your chin up, and then do it again. Pull the elbows together and bow your chin to your chest and open. Keep breathing. Open up the back body and then release. Elbows ease. One more time. Exhale, pull the elbows together, bow the chin towards the chest, and then we let go, let go, let go, let go. Shake it out. Maybe you go backwards with those shoulders, like cat-cow in your shoulders. Shoulders come forward, shoulders go backward. Just let it feel good. Curling and then opening as a way of almost letting go of that, what we did with the back shoulder blades. All right, interlace your hands in front of your chest. Turn the palms away. Press. Press your arms forward, around the spine. Look down towards your knees. Feel this big, lovely stretch. This is a cat back. And then rise up, be tall in your spine, and plug your arms into your shoulders. Plug them in, be nice and broad across the collarbones, and then inhale, lift up. If your shoulders get stuck here, bend your elbows and make space for your shoulders. Otherwise, if you're okay, press up, lengthen. Lengthen through the side body from hips to shoulders. You can still lengthen even with the elbows bent. And then let's release the bind. And now I want you to bend the elbow either in front of the face or behind. So it's left elbow bending, and pull that elbow to the midline. Remember, meet your shoulders where they're at. You could lower that to shoulder height in front of your face, or you can go behind the head. Release and switch. Right elbow bends. Pull the elbow to the midline, either behind your head or in front of you at shoulder height. Just sense and feel what we're doing is opening up the shoulder. And then release the bind, and arms just lightly float down. All right, all of that warmed us up for some sun breaths. Let's find our mountain pose. Actually, before we do mountain poses, find the four corners of the feet. Press down through, lift your toes up. Press down through the big toe mound of both feet. Then press down through the outer heel of both feet, the inner heel of both feet, and then your pinky toe mound. I just did a little crisscross rectangle. Feel the four corners of the feet. I'm going to ask you to sense into those throughout the practice. Lower your toes. All right, now think ankles under knees, hips under shoulders, and to get these ears over the shoulders, I usually have to fall into a double chin. Because for most of us, we're leaning forward. No matter what age we are, we're leaning forward. So try to find ears are over shoulders. For me, that means kind of pulling my head back. All right, but remember, we have a lifetime of accumulation of our posture So we're really exaggerating it initially, and then we fall into something that we can live with. Our sun breaths. Arms are at your side. Ears are over shoulders. Inhale, arms out. And you lift them up to what's comfortable. That might mean being at the Y, or you might go all the way up overhead. On an exhale, turn palms away and lower. We do the sun breaths in every class. Inhale, your palms turn up to receive the light from the sun. You lift those arms up to where it's comfortable. And exhale, palms face down. We're bringing that light into our center. And what that is our focal point, our center of gravity, which is our pelvis. One more time. Inhale. Ribs expand, lungs fill up. Exhale. Lovely. And release and let go. Bring your attention back to your feet. Shake your shoulders as you need to. Lift your toes and try not to lift your arches. Try to keep the four corners of the feet connected, but really lift those toes. Feel the muscles, feel on top of the foot working and the bottom of the foot working, but you have not released the four corners. Lower the toes and now curl the toes. Can you keep that big toe mound connected to the earth as you curl toes? All right, one more time. Release. Lift toes, but keep the toe mounds, the four corners of the feet connected. Lower. And curl toes, but try to make sure you're still touching. Good job. I can see it's still touching, Jean. And release and let go. Happy toes. Take your knees side to side. You have to be sitting closer to the edge of your chair to be able to have movement for knees going side to side, and this is good for the hips. What we'll do quite a bit of work to work with hips, given that we're working on foundation, and we're working with the first chakra, which is located at the base of the tailbone. Bring a block. Squeeze the block between your knees, and let's use that to help us keep our foundation as we lengthen the side body, go side to side, and twist. So check in. The block can be between your knees, it can be between your muscles of your thighs, or it can even be between calves. Sometimes people just keep it there between feet and squeeze ankles. I like it right here, but you experiment, find what's right for you. And then feel that you're setting up your foundation, feet, strong legs. With squeezing the block, your muscles are active. Hold, lift your core in, broaden across your collarbones. And no arms for the first time. Your fingertips point down towards the earth. Take a breath in. And exhale, side bend to the right. Like you're holding something heavy in your right hand. Keep this top shoulder up and back rather than letting it lean forward. And keep your neck engaged. Don't let that neck be drooping down because that'll put strain on your neck. All right, inhale, rise up. And then exhale, lean over to the left. Keep your neck engaged. Keep that top shoulder back. Inhale up, and let's add to it. Inhale, fingertips. Now rise and meet your shoulders. Lift your elbows up. Take a breath in, be tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Try to lift your left elbow up and add to this lengthening in the left side. And then rise up. And exhale, side bend to the left. Lift your right elbow up as it feels good. Inhale, lift up. And let those arms just expand out and float down. One more. Inhale, arms sweep up in front of you. Press down through feet, press down through sit bones, squeeze the block between your knee. And now right hand grabs left wrist. And you side bend to the right. If that doesn't feel good, you could do that in front, lower the shoulders, or you can release the bind and just let the right hand go down towards the earth. Modify. While you're here, could you please breathe into your left lung? Fill it up. Let it go. And then come upright. Let go of your bind. And now left hand grabs right wrist. Take a breath in. And side bend to the left. Feel this lengthening from right hip to right shoulder. Take a breath in. Fill up that right lung. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale, come on back up. And float those arms down. And let them rest. They're heavy. Take a breath in. Beautiful long breath out. These breaths in between give your body time to integrate the movement of the pose. All right, let's twist. Take your right hand and find something to the side of you, near your hip, or behind you on the chair. And then notice what just happens with your spine. You're drawing the right shoulder blade towards the spine. The left hand might lift up because that might remind you to be long and tall. And then exhale, bring it to the outside of the right knee. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. And then just invite your spine. You've got a great foundation. Your feet are on the floor, your hips are steady, and your spine now is twisting from the waist up. Draw your belly to the spine. Rise up nice and tall. The taller your spine is, the more rotation you're going to have. And then let's all just add one more extra effort. Feel your pulling left ribs to right hip.
Huh?
Yep, left ribs towards the right hip. All right, take a breath in and exhale, unwind. Come forward. You had it right. You had it right. And just do a little easy what is this called? Washing machine. A little easy rotation back and forth. And then we'll build the pose on the other side. All right, find your mountain pose, feet, level hips. That's what we'll work on today, level hips. We all have some postural imbalances in our hips, but now try to feel both sit bones on the chair, both feet on the floor. Left hand comes behind you, touches the arm of the chair, the seat of the chair, whatever feels good. Right hand rises on an inhale. Exhale, crosses the midline. And you're invited to place the outside, back of the right hand on the outside of the left knee. Keep steady and strong through legs and hips, but begin turning your torso, twisting in your spine more towards the left. Can you draw the left shoulder blade towards the spinal column? Can you pull your belly in and rise up tall through the crown of your head? Good. And then lastly, draw right ribs towards left hip. That's it. Just in your effort, feel your work of your abdomen. Now take a breath in. And exhale, unwind, face forward, and let go. Lift those elbows and do an easy counter movement that just brings a little bit of ease of movement left to right. What we do is we open the body and then we try to keep the space that we created. Try to keep a muscle memory of it. Okay, you can let go. Let go of your block. And now let's do the forward and backward pose of the spine. I separated them out. Sometimes we move with the breath and we exhale into cat and we arch the back into cow. But this time I want to separate them out to really emphasize. I want you to go for gold in your cow back. But cat back, they say, this rounded spine they say don't overdo the cat back. We don't need to overly round our spine. We are already all practiced at going forward. And if we as women are more at risk of osteoporosis as we age, and so rounding the spine is not good for anybody who has osteopenia or osteoporosis. So let's focus, go for gold on the cow back, okay? So bring your hitchhiker thumbs forward. Be tall in your spine, press to feel your mountain pose, feet, legs, hips, active core. And then inhale, both thumbs out wide, soft elbows. Can you take the thumbs behind the plane of the spine? Feel your shoulder blades come together. And now push your sternum forward and take the thumbs back even further if your spine allows. Maybe your chin lifts, but it doesn't have to. This is really about your spine. And then let it go. Only going to where it feels good. We open and we hold and breathe, and then we release. And we'll go again. Once is good, twice is better. Inhale, thumbs go out wide. Feel your shoulder blades come together as you keep taking thumbs back, perhaps behind your spine. And then you can add to it by pushing your heart forward, pushing the sternum, right at the center of your chest. Push that forward and breathe. And then exhale. Come back together. Bring your spine upright, eyes follow thumbs, and let go. Now we'll still do the cat back, and you're going to take it to where it feels good in your body. That might mean just hands to knees and bowing your head, or you might take arms out wide and bring hands under thighs and round forward. So it's really what feels good to you. Just give you that caution. If you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, you don't go that deep. All right, we just take a breath in. Exhale, this is our cat back. Your hands might be on your knees or underneath your thighs, and you bow and you lower your head. And then inhale, rise, and maybe those hands come out. Take a breath and lift up. Your hands can go out, open you up, And we'll repeat. Exhale, curl, round the spine, tailbone through the crown of the head. Bow your head, and then inhale. And come up. And let it go. Hands on your thighs. Take a nice breath in. Lovely breath out. And now bring that block at its lowest height in front of your feet. We're going to do a hip opening called Baddha Konasana. So first just try 1 foot. 1 foot, outer edge of the foot. When you put the edge of the foot, the knee has to go out, and that becomes a hip opening. So see how that feels. You either do one at a time, or you see how it feels to do both. So if one doesn't feel good, then you could just do, if one doesn't feel good, then you could just put the right ankle on top of the left foot. And you're still getting a gentle hip opening. Is that okay for everybody? All right. This is Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are pressing together. The 4 corners of the feet, to be precise, are pressing together. You can pull your toes apart, and then you can feel the four mounds of the feet. The knees are going out. If you are back in your chair, you're not going to get as much of a work out as if you are on the edge of your chair. Put your hands behind your, beside or behind your hips to help you lengthen. And just take a breath here as you open your hips. So tall spine, you can really feel the tailbone points down, the spine rises up, and your crown of the head is over the pelvis, and you're breathing. How's this feel? And then exhale completely, and we'll add to that. Your hands might remain holding the chairs of the arms as you hinge at the hip crease and lean forward. So you're supported, your hands are holding you, but as you lean forward, you challenge that hip opening. Just go to where it feels right, but keep your spine beautiful and long. That's what the hands are helping us do. Rectangle of the spine, hips and shoulders. And then lift up. Lift your torso up, good. And now I want to do some effort of pulling the knees towards one another. They won't touch because your feet prevent that. So you stabilize yourself, whatever feels right, but pull the knees towards one another and feel the work in the inner thighs, the outer, the quads, everything. Let it go. Let those knees just go out to wherever they will, and then we'll go again. Push the soles of the feet together, pull the knees towards one another. Normal for these muscles to shake when you're doing this movement, and then exhale. That's a normal thing for muscles to shake when you're adding that tension. That's a signal, communication from your nervous system. All is well. You're working. One more time. Draw the knees towards one another. We're going to do this when we're on our backs. And you should feel, I feel a lot of effort on these inner thighs, and then let it go. Knees just let go, no effort. And now we'll come out of this pose. Hands touch the outer thigh. Bring those knees together and set the soles of the feet down, and let go. Cat toes. Take the windshield wiper and give your hips a little counter movement. You can be on the balls of the feet, and that helps you get some more range of movement. All right, and now let's do Apanasana. Apanasana is about contracting your hip flexor. So let's do right foot first. Inhale the right knee up. Hands will help you pull it towards your chest. Flex the foot. That's your inhale. Exhale, send it long. Leg long, foot flex. This is heavy. Inhale, pull it back. Hands might help pull it towards your chest. And then exhale, let it go. This is from Thich Nhat Hanh, the 4-step Apanasana. Set it down on the ground, and then we'll do the other left side. Same thing. With the breath, if your breath is different from mine, follow the length of your breath. Inhale, hands help pull left knee towards your chest. Exhale, slowly extend. Crack. Flex the foot. When you're ready for that inhale, bend the knee and pull it close to your body. Flex the foot, Apanasana. And exhale, slowly set it down. You set it down, that's your exhale. And then let go, we'll alternate sides. Inhale, right knee bends, pull to the body, flex the foot. Exhale, extend long, flex the foot. Inhale, bend the knee, pull it close. And exhale, set the sole of the foot back down on the ground. One more time, left knee, inhale, flex foot, exhale, extend long, inhale, pull it in, and exhale, set it down. Take a nice breath in. Try to sense and feel into hips and legs. Exhale, long and slow and steady and smooth. And let's do some knee circles. Hands hold the chair to keep your spine upright. Inhale, lift your right knee up. Flex the foot. When your foot is flexed, your muscles are engaged, which are protecting the joint as we move it. Begin circles to go out, away from the midline. Hydrating the hip joint. You go as big or as small as you like, as fast or as slow as you like. Good. And then pause the circling, and then just pulse it up. About 4 times. Or that's 2, whatever. I lose count all the time. Eventually set it down, and then just sense and feel how the right leg and right hip joint feels compared to the left. And then let's do the other side. Hands hold the chair to help your spine be straight. Lift the left foot off the ground and flex it. Then begin your knee circles away from the midline. You're doing as many or as few as you like at whatever timing and tempo you like. Really tuning into the knowledge that you're hydrating the hip joint by circling this femur bone, the thigh bone, in the hip socket. One more circle. Then pause and pulse. Do 4 to 5. And just notice. Notice the muscles that are being used, and eventually let go. Lean forward. That'll help release your core. And rise back up and tap your toes. And maybe tap your legs for the massage. Let go of the work that you just did. Slide your hands down the knees and sweep it off. Shake it off. All right. We're going to do a seated sun salutation. And then we'll come to standing. Find your mountain pose. Find the 4 corners of your feet. Lower your toes, ankles under knees, hips under shoulders, shoulders under ears. Arms at your side, palms face your hips. And stay here for just a moment with eyes closed, and I'll share with you a mantra in mountain pose. Breathing in, I am as strong as the mountain. Breathing out, nothing shall move me. Open your eyes. On an inhale, arms sweep out, gather the sun. Look up, lengthen, turn your palms away, and slowly lower. Your arms are following your breath. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up in front of you, lengthen, beautiful long side body. Exhale, right arm lowers, side bend to the right. Hips stay connected to the chair, feet stay connected to the earth. On an inhale, you rise. Just let yourself be led through this. On an exhale, left arm lowers, side bend to the left just to where it feels good. And on an inhale, you rise. Hands meet and touch, and exhale to the heart. Inhale, step your feet wide. Feel strong and steady and comfortable in this tripod, hips and 2 feet, keeping you stable. Take a breath in. Exhale, come down onto your right forearm. Feel that you're leaning into a side bend, left hand at your hip. Take your left thumb to the shoulder, and then potentially you lift it all the way up, straight up to 12 o'clock. You might stay there or lean further over to the right. Breathe into this. This is a modification of extended side angle. Inhale, use your muscles and lift yourself upright and feel the column, the pillar, crown of the head over the heart of the pelvis. Take your breath in. Exhale, lower left forearm, palm faces up, right hand at right hip. Right thumb to right shoulder. Potentially go straight up to 12 o'clock and be tall and long and reach. And then maybe you add a little bit more, lean to the left. Breathe in here. And now use your muscles and rise up. Hands meet at the heart. Exhale. Let's inhale, lift up in front of us. Exhale into goddess arms. Elbows bent. Open up the chest by pulling elbows back. Half forward fold. On an exhale, only go slightly forward. Then use your muscles to lift yourself back up. We'll deepen this next forward fold. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, hands touch the knees, elbows bend out wide. Keep that spine nice and long and all the muscles engaged to bring you into a forward fold. Now use your muscles, press down through feet, use your core and help you lift your torso upright, and hands will meet at the heart as you heel toe your feet back into alignment with your hips. Release hands to your side and bring hands back for a back bend, like a baby cobra. You might want to place hands into your low back or on the chair. You inhale, push the heart forward, maybe lift the chin up. You could leave the chin out of it, but pull your shoulder blades together as you lean forward. Push your heart forward. Hips keep you grounded in the chair. Arms are helping you open across the front of your body. And then let it go. That's your back bend. Hands now frame your hips, and we end as we began. Press down through feet and sit bones. And inhale. Lift your arms, lengthen through the spine. Look up, hands touch. Exhale. Come down through your center, land at your heart, take a breath in, and out, and release and let go. You want to drink your soda? Yeah, that's rough. I hate when I get a tickle in my throat. Tap your toes. We're going to practice coming to standing, and I'm going to ask you to do it 4 times. So even if you're good at it, it's a good thing to practice because we get muscle memory for quads and core, and the movement I'm going to ask you to do is a scoop. So it's scoop out of the chair, stand up. Use a hand if you need it. Otherwise, rely on your muscles. To sit down, you're very conscious and slow. You push your hips back like chair pose, almost till you find it with the back of your thighs, and then let go. All right, and then we repeat at your own timing. Use your muscles, lean your weight forward, quads and core, scoop yourself up. And then as you sit, go slow. Push your hips back. Feel your quads like chair pose until you actually let your weight be held. Good. And then again, scoop with some momentum, some intention, and then sit. I think this is 3. Feel the work with this slow sitting. And last one, scoop. Quads and core, arms just kind of sweep your energy forward and then let go. Let go, and you might come behind your chair. You might have your chair to the side. Wherever you're at, you have the chair on 4 corners on the sticky mat. First, give everything a nice shake. Nice shake of the legs, shake each arm, shake your hips, shake your shoulders and turn your head no. All right, and then let's do the empty coat sleeve. So stand with a good broad stance and think soft ankles. First, just go side to side. Soft ankles, then soft knees, then soft hips, then soft ribs and shoulders, and involve your neck, and then start to rotate to each side. Go slow. Just let this feel good. You go, well, you can go whatever timing you like. But this empty coat sleeve idea is that your hands and arms are loose and they tap the opposite front hip and back hip. And now I invite you to lift the back heel off the ground. And then press into the ball of the foot. Add a little energy to the ball of the back foot. And then start to bring those hands to touch your opposite front waist and back waist. There's just a light tap. And then you might even go higher and tap your opposite front shoulder and up your back wherever you get to. And then we add one more. You might reach across and push down through the ball of the back foot. And then reach across the body, push down through the ball of the back foot for stability. And then find a little ease in this, going side to side at your own timing. Okay, one more add. I'm going to ask you to reach up and diagonally across. And then up, diagonally across. Just see how that feels. If it throws your balance off, pass. All right, one more each side, and release and let go. Lovely. A little marching. Bring these feet back in alignment with hips, and then let's build mountain pose, the master pose, the foundation pose of all standing poses. If you only do one thing in yoga and get mountain pose right, your whole posture will benefit. So first, rock forward and backward. Weight shifts from heels to the balls of the feet, and feel into all the surface of your feet. Then lift your toes and feel your full corners. Press down through those. Lower your toes. Press down through the outer edges of your feet. Feel that. Help you engage your quads, lift your kneecaps, whatever helps you squeeze these quads. tailbone drops like an anchor. So let it be heavy. That can alone, dropping that anchor can help you realign the spine. Then the front body pulls up. So lift the core up, and that's opposite. Tailbone drops down, front body lifts up. Lift your ribs away from your hips. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, glide your shoulder blades down your back. Palms face forward to keep them there, and then palms face your hips. Try to soften through shoulders. Let the head float. And then let's say that mantra. Breathing in, I am as strong as a mountain. Breathing out, nothing shall move me. It's as though we have roots. It's as though we are so heavy and dense like a mountain. There's nothing pushing it around. So feel that connection to the earth, and then inhale, arms out and up to your preference. That might mean a Y, that might mean straight up, whatever you like. Exhale, release. 2 more. Feels really connected through feet and legs. Inhale, rise up, point that tailbone down to help you lengthen. Exhale, slowly float down. Now we'll add a side bend. Inhale up. Once you're up there, lower or level your gaze. Getting my words mixed up. Right hand lowers, side bend. And as we repeat this side bend, how does it feel? Are your muscles getting more elastic? Inhale, rise. And then exhale, left arm lowers, side bend to the left. You might look down or even look up if your neck gives you permission. Inhale, arms meet up overhead, hands touch. And exhale, come to your heart. Stay here, take a breath in. And exhale, release those hands out, and a little shake, a little rebounding with the heels. Bounce, try to get everything loose off the bone, because that's a great reset and a nice contrast to all the engagement of most of our yoga poses. All right, remember our hitchhiker thumbs? Let's do it standing for a standing back bend. I'd like to leave the chin out of it. And so I'm going to ask you to bring your chin to your chest and work with this thoracic part of our spine is the least mobile part of our spine. The low back moves quite a bit, and the cervical spine and the neck moves quite a bit. We're trying to really work this part. And so chin to chest, hitchhiker thumbs in front of you. Strong quads means a safe back bend, so strong legs, 4 points of the feet connect. Then inhale, those hitchhiker thumbs out wide like we did it in the chair. Pull your shoulder blades together, push your sternum forward, maybe push your hips forward, but keep your chin low to the chest. Feel this work in your spine. And then let go. Let go, come upright. Thumbs come back in front of you and you lift your chin. How'd that feel? Now I'm going to leave the chin out of it. You decide what you want to do. You might like lifting your chin. Don't have the constraint of pulling it close. Same pose. You have the freedom to lift your chin or keep it level. Strong legs support your back bend. So if you can firm up those thighs, press down through the 4 corners, pull your belly in, inhale, hitchhiker thumbs go out wide, pull shoulder blades together. Take the arms behind the plane of the spine as you're able. Push your heart forward. Maybe you push your hips forward. And then let go. Slowly let go. Bring your spine upright, hands in front of you, and then let it all go. Shake, shake, shake. Shake a leg, shake an arm. Wiggle. And now I've got 2 poses that I really like doing. One is half dancer pose. So when you're standing in the middle of your mat, take your right foot back like 12 inches. So it's opening your hips. So you still face me, Donna. I'm giving you a sideways profile view. It's only 12 inches. So this is an easy warm-up for our hips, but it's still a warm-up for the hips. Toes point forward, hip points forward. Take your hands out in front of you. Is there anywhere, even right now as I'm taking you asymmetric, that there's any compression in your spine? We want to lift up. Bring your hands in front of you, maybe a little lower, like at your belly height. And then send them out wide, and you're bringing pinky fingers towards one another. They may or may not meet and greet. I just want the effort. Pull those pinky fingers together. This is called half dancer pose. We don't lock our legs, but they're long and strong. We don't lock at the knee joints. And then release. Bring the hands forward and press off back foot to join front foot. Bend your knees and we'll do the other side. Step the left foot back 12 inches. Warming up the hips. Even as we stand here, put your hands on your hips. We want level hips. It's really normal for the hips to get out of balance once pulled forward. We're trying to get asymmetrical and then bring levelness to the pelvis. So that you've got your hands on like the soup bowl of the pelvis. Arms then extend in front of you at belly height. Try to rise up out of your pelvis, be long and tall through your spine. And send the arms out wide. And you're bringing pinky fingers, so palms down. You're bringing pinky fingers towards one another. You might bend at the elbows and maybe you can make them link, but it's not essential. The work is in pulling them together. And then release. Bring those arms forward, step your knee forward, and march. Now the next one is called gate pose. If you were in my class earlier this week, you've done this. I really like it. I want you to compare how you feel in your abdomen, in your spine, in your rib cage after we do this. And in your hips. The right foot will step back farther this time. It's more like 2 feet. But the toes still point forward, the hips still point forward. The right foot is back. Gate pose is G-A-I-T. It's the way we walk. It's just exaggerated. Right arm goes forward. So it's left leg forward and right leg forward, and send the opposite arm back, okay? As you stand here, this is an exaggerated stride. We would not walk this way. But do you notice is there any place where you are compressing? We're all compressing with gravity. We want to lift up as we are able from this asymmetrical pose up out of your pelvis. So tall spine, crown of the head is up. Now bring the left hand forward, parallel to the right hand, and inhale both arms up and rise up tall out of your hips, so long side body. And now we're going to have an open twist towards the right hip. Right arm back, left arm forward, look in the direction of your right hip, towards that door. Good, Priscilla. If you ever want to know where the chair is, you know you can put a hand down. We don't want to lose balance. We want to know where our support is. And breathe here in this open twist, looking in the direction of your right hip. All right, release and face forward and lift arms back up. Okay, try to feel your hips are pointing forward and you got a beautiful column, head over heart over pelvis. And now we'll do the more challenging closed twist towards the left hip. So take your right arm forward and your left arm back. And you go to where it feels right. Yeah, your hips are preventing this, so that's why it's a closed twist. If you need to let that heel, that back heel off the ground, you do so. If you need a hand on that chair, you do so. But draw your belly in and try to be tall in your spine, even in the twist. And then inhale, release, face forward, and exhale, arms float down. And then bend the back knee, press off the back foot to join the front foot. And now just take a pause. Take a pause and feel into the space and the challenge to muscles that frame the ribs, muscles of the core, muscles that frame the spine, and hips. I really love this pose. I find it's simple movements and it's natural movements, a little exaggerated, but they deliver good benefit. Look at me, Priscilla. I did not have all 4 corners. Breaking my own rule. Fixed. All right, take your left foot back.
You going to do that again?
I won't do that again. Take your left foot back, and the invitation is that it's twice as far as the first pose. So you do not want your feet in a line. You want them hip-width distance apart. Your feet are forward, your hips are forward. Because now we took the left leg back, we take the left arm forward and the right arm back. So feel like this is like a stride. Okay, and then check in. Notice your hips. There's one hip pulling you. We try to neutralize our postural misalignments. So try to rise up tall out of your spine. Sense and feel this position of opposites. And then bring that right arm forward, parallel. Inhale, lift up and lengthen. Reach up out of your hips. Be long through your side body. First, take the easy twist towards the left hip. Right arm forward, left arm back. And breathe into this. Rise up tall in your spine in this position. And just sense how this feels, knowing what's coming. All All right, inhale, release your twist, face forward, lift up tall, pull your belly in. And now notice we're going against this front leg. So we're moving into some resistance. We're twisting towards the right hip, left arm forward, right arm back. And still breathe. Still breathe, whatever position you put your body into. And then release. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, arms lower. Bend the back knee. Press off back foot to join the front foot and just take a pause. You might have stand in mountain pose, hands on thighs, and take a breath in. And a beautiful blow the candles out, sigh it out, and shake it off. Shake it off, rebound. And now I would like to use the wall for support in lateral poses. How am I doing on timing? Yes. Oh, yes, yes. It's an hour 15 class. I'm okay on timing. Can you bring your mats, the long edge of your mat, to a wall? The reason is that I want to do a, it's my friend. I want to do triangle pose. I want to do lateral poses, and I'd like to have the wall as a support. I'm going to help you, Priscilla.
I'm not sure.
This often slides. I think you were there when it sounds like an explosion. Okay, and so that bag needs to move away because I'm bringing the whole edge of your mat. And I'm going to take you away from that plug. Okay. Good placement, everybody. Now bring a block, or maybe bring the chair. And when you bring the chair, you face the seat. Put it at the top of your mat and face the seat. Yes, that's it, Jean. And face the seat towards you, Donna.
Oh, good.
And the blanket is not necessary. You kind of want the yeah, block is and all the way at the top because you have long legs, so you'll have a longer stance.
Okay.
Okay, now face me and step wide. And one foot is going to be near the edge of the chair. Okay, how wide to stand? We have a little built-in measurement. Each person. Donna's arms are longer than my arms, right? So bend at the wrist crease. This is a gauge for ourselves, for how far to stand apart.
Look at you, Peter. You kick off the whole damn wall.
Okay, and then lower. And now what I want is Priscilla to step back, me to step back. I want you to know where the wall is because that's why I'm here, to support us, to help us feel confident in coming into this pose and trust that we have support if we need it beyond where we face. Take your, let's see, it's your left foot. Take your left foot 90 degrees towards, toes point towards the short edge of your mat. That back leg is, you got some more width, Priscilla. Step wide. Can you step your feet wide?
This one?
Yeah. Okay. Jean, still face me. Oh, actually, you are doing the right thing. You take that heel in a quarter of a turn. That does turn your hips. Okay, in triangle pose, we keep legs long, but if you need to add a bend, you do. Take your arms out wide. Your fingertips might touch the wall. And then you lean towards a hand on the chair or a hand on the knee. The back hand can touch the wall. Your back hips can touch the wall. Your head can touch the wall. It's about you finding a place. How about the head? How about your left hand on the chair? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, lean there and then just see, does that help you have a little bit more stability and even a little more openness? You can push your head against the wall, Donna. Good. We don't want our head forward. We want to trust that the wall is there to help us have this nice stretch in that big front leg. All right, and then lift up. And let's do another one. Let's do warrior two. So bend the front knee. And you want this front knee either directly over the leg or behind it, never in front of it, because if it's in front of it, you're going to risk injury. Okay? And now you know where the wall is. Take your arms out wide. Try to see if it feels okay to put them
arm height, shoulder height. And then look out over your front left fingertips. That's your warrior two. You might always know that your spine can connect to the wall for stability, or your fingertips can connect to the wall, or you might press away from the wall entirely and balance. All right, turn the front palm up. The back hand touches the wall and slides down while you lift the other arm up, just to where it's comfortable. You keep going if you want to go all the way up to 12 o'clock on the face of the clock. And then lower back down, arms level, and straighten the leg. Feet come parallel, and pull it all in. How'd that feel?
Okay.
It's a big opening in hips. We don't overdo it. We just step to where it's comfortable. And you can always pass. And if I hold you in a pose too long, you can step out of it. Now mindfully lift your chair, face it, lift it, and change it to the other side of your mat.
Do it the other side, see. One side ain't enough.
All right, we'll do the same thing on the other side. You are invited to step wide. You know where the wall is. You have to be close enough. I'd say heels are about 2 to 3 inches away from the wall. Begin with feet parallel and step wide. Donna, you could step wider if you feel comfortable, but sometimes your hips tell you no. So you listen to what your hips say. Turn the right foot 90 degrees towards the short edge of your mat. That back heel goes in a quarter of a turn, and that helps turn your hips a little. Nice, Jean. Nice adjustment. All right, it's triangle pose. We keep the length in the legs. Take arms out to shoulder height, and then lean into the hip at the right hip crease, and your hand might touch the chair. Your top arm can tap the fingertip on the wall. You might like bringing your hand to your thigh or to your knee. It's really your choice. Breathe into this. You might tap away from your support of the wall, or you might like it. Whatever you do, can you feel how that supports you to open? Priscilla, you're opening your shoulders. Donna, you can take your head back just a touch. Good. All right, now use your core and rise up. All right, and now we have one more. Straight spine, take a little break. Breath in, breath out. And then we'll bend that front knee. So you do, the invitation is to open the hips. This is a lateral opening for the hips, a bend in the front knee. Feel strong and steady, feet connect to the earth, your legs are active, you pull the inner thighs together, and take your arms out. Shoulder height, warrior two means looking out over front fingertips. You might know where the wall is, fingertips or your back or your hips, or you press away and balance. Now turn the front palm up. And then that back hand touches the wall and slowly traces down the wall as the front arm lifts to wherever it's good for you. You lift it or as high or as low as you want. And this is called involved warrior.
It's called death.
Oh, and then release. Back to warrior two. Look out over your front fingertips. And then you straighten that front leg. And your feet become parallel. And now you pull it all in. You did it. You survived. Little light marching. Perhaps we do hip circles. Circle one direction and then circle the other direction. And now I want to bring the mats parallel or facing perpendicular, facing forward. So I can help move some props. Because I'm bringing you now down onto your backs.
On the back.
Yeah, no chair needed unless you like the legs up the chair at the end of the practice. But have your bolster nearby. If you like a blanket to lie on, for extra padding or warmth, you could put the blanket down. We're warming down. You don't need any props. You just need what you love for your Shavasana. Which could be a bolster or a rolled blanket. So make your transition, take your time. I'm going to lower these lights.
I'm not going to get out of bed.
Yes, you will.
This should help
They'll have to bring
put
me
things right.
Soup for dinner.
Oh. All right, when you get down to your back, bend your knees. Let your arms be at your side and palms face up. And find yourself in constructive rest. You might walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat and let the knees lean in on one another. This is all just a suggestion. I just want you to find several breaths of finding ease in your body. Notice that your hips are level, your spine is level, 2 shoulder blades surround the spine, the back of your head is in alignment with your spine. This is a good thing for the body. It is a restorative pose in and of itself. You could hold it and stay here for several minutes. All right, now we're going to repeat what we did in the chair, Apanasana, except we're going to do it on our backs. So begin by inhaling the arms up overhead and enjoy a nice lengthening through ribs and spine and shoulders. And then on an exhale, lift your right foot off the ground and bring both hands to interlace in front of the right knee and pull it closer to your torso for an Apanasana. You might keep the left leg as it is or extend the left leg long. All right, and then set the feet down on the ground and inhale, arms up overhead. This is called Bostrick breath or bellows breath. Now lift the left foot off the ground and bring hands to interlace in front of the left bent knee and pull it closer to the chest. You might extend your right leg long. Pause. Eventually, you'll set both feet down on the ground and inhale. Lift those arms up overhead and stretch. This time, lift both feet off the ground. As you exhale, bring both hands to touch the bent knees and pull them closer to your body. And pause at the bottom of the exhale. Set the feet down on the ground and inhale, arms up overhead and stretch. Let it feel good. Then let those arms just float back down to frame your hips and pause. Back in constructive rest. Nice breath in and out. Take your arms out wide and walk feet to outer edges of the mat. We're going to do a supine twist, like a windshield wiper is what we call this. On an exhale, let the knees fall to the right. Yeah, feel that in your hips. Weight of the legs pulls your spine one way. You might look over to the left arm, taking your cervical spine in the opposite way. And then inhale, knees point up towards the ceiling. And exhale, your knees will go over to the left. Legs are heavy and they pull your spine, but you look over to the right if your neck approves. Inhale up to center. Knees point up. And now we're going to add to this twist. I'm not sure. You'll see how it feels in your body. Lift both feet off the ground. Hold the knees towards one another. And then let the knees go over to the right. They're stacked. You might want to block underneath your thigh or a blanket underneath your right thigh. And just see and sense how this deepens the twist. Your left shoulder blade may have pulled off the ground. And that's fine. You just kind of let gravity pull you. You might look to the left arm for a little oppositional twist in the upper spine. All right, let that go. Pull your head to look up to the ceiling and use your muscles, core muscles and leg muscles to pull the knees back up. You might pause here with your knees in alignment with your hips, and then eventually let the knees go over to the left. Now, if it doesn't feel good, or if there's some ache or any pull, then you might put a rolled blanket underneath your left thigh, or a block, something to help. Otherwise, let the weight pull you to the left and pull your spine in a twist, and you might look to the right arm to oppose the twist. Eventually, you look up to the ceiling and you use your muscles, core muscles and leg muscles to pull your legs back up. You could gather your knees and pull them close to your body, bind the wrists, and rock back and forth. Let this feel good. You massage whatever parts of the back feel good, but don't forget to press down through the sacrum, because then you're massaging the first chakra at the base of your tailbone. All right, everybody put your hands on your knees and push your knees away so you straighten your arms. And then add a little tension here. So knees are trying to pull away from your torso, but your hands are keeping them there. This is traction, really good for the spine. So just sense and feel into this oppositional pressure. It really good for getting your spine in alignment. And then let go of that oppositional tension. Let go of the knees and set your feet down. And prepare to transition to Shavasana. So that might mean getting socks on, getting a sweatshirt on. If you have a bolster here in the studio, you can put that underneath your knees. At home, you could use a rolled blanket. Take your time. Take the time to create the right conditions for your rest pose, for your Shavasana. You might put a blanket underneath your head or neck. As for the position of feet, you're invited to walk your heels to opposite corners of your mat and let your feet flop open. And that gives some freedom to your hips. And with the arms, traditionally they are at your sides about 10 inches away from the body with palms facing up. But you can feel free to put them wherever feels best for you. Shavasana is about letting go. Releasing effort. No more trying. Just as you are. Staying in this pose and resting.
Hearing the sound of the bell, draw in a fuller, more nourishing breath in, and let that go. As you draw in your next full, deep breath in, invite your fingers and toes to wiggle and move. Maybe add in your wrists and ankles. You could take time to turn your head one way, slowly the other way. And then as you please, you might move your body in any way that feels good to stretch and expand and release the stillness. And to help you transition to a seated pose, you can bend the knees and roll over to one side. And take your time. You might pause there. Transitions take time. Eventually, you're invited to press yourself up to a seated pose, an upright spine. If you're at home, you could always stay as you are and end the class on your back. When it's right, bring your hands to meet. Your hands might be in Anjali Mudra, or you might have hands stacked one on top of the other on your chest. I just repeat what we focused on as the first chakra. The Sanskrit word for that is Muladhara, which translates as the root. It also has many layers of meaning beyond just the physical location in the body. It's connected into your sense of family, tribe, your ancestors, your roots. It's about feeling safe and secure, stable, not only in the physical world, but in your emotional, mental, and spiritual realms. And then I'll repeat the quote from Carl Jung. He said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." And may our practice serve to awaken us to our roots and to our potential. Let's join our energy. Oh, call to mind your intention. I forgot. Call to mind your personal intention and take it with you. Intentions are very helpful for helping us focus our energy, move in the direction of our choosing. Now we'll join our energy and seal the practice with a single chant of Om. Exhale, clear the breath. Inhale, fill up. And we end with the Sanskrit word of Namaste, which means all the light in me sees and honors and bows to all the light in each of you. Namaste.
Oh, that's my coffee.
No, that's
Post
not-
nasal drip is so.
Yep, we all know, I've experienced the same thing. I know the feeling. It's hard. Yeah. All right, I'll press pause on this recording.
It is. Necessary. In order to get
You sure you want to stop? Yeah.